everyone, welcome to Magic Friday. My name is Jamie D. Grant. Today we're going to be reviewing a quick trick. I've been on spring break for not from school or anything, I'm a little bit old for that, but just been taking a break, went down to MagicCon, did some great interviews down there that you guys probably saw, Tom Frank and such, but I'm back, and we're back in the swing of things. On Friday, I want to do something a little bit easier than normal, just to kind of get myself back in the game, and I performed something that I picked up at MagicCon from a very good friend of mine, Garcia. Now, that reminds me of, we should talk for a second about friends reviewing other friends' tricks. I know that there's been quite a lot of chatter on the internet, and all I can say is research reviewers' past reviews. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. If they've liked things that you've liked, rock and roll. If they've given a whole bunch of, great reviews and stuff that's just garbage, can probably give you a hint of what's going on. But I personally don't think there's anything wrong with friends talking about friends' tricks. And of course, I'm in a beneficial, it's easier for me on Magic Friday because I only review great stuff. So if I ever did do a friends thing and it tanked, I just wouldn't review it. So I'm happy to say I'm going to present something to you today from Mr. Garcia, who's an awesome guy. And this trick is actually, it's a little old. It's by him and Luke Dancy, I think. And basically the trick is this. You're going to take some cards. You're going to have someone pick a card, which in this case, it's probably helpful if I set things up before Magic Friday. It's going to be a card that I don't even have in the deck. I'm magic today. Really? I'm selling this trick apparently for $19.95. There it is. I was going to say I did it. Anyway, they're going to pick a card which is going to be that. And I did this very straightforward on yesterday. I actually did it as per instructions of cut the deck. Great, we will mark your cut. Perfect. And it flies by. They're going to pick that card. I then had them hold on to it, and I said, I'm going to actually make your card travel from there to this box. Just like this. Ready? I think it worked. It's actually, doesn't sound like there's anything in here, but let me ask you something. Do you know what kind of decks of cards that we use? Magicians, mostly? And actually a few people did know bicycles. It's funny. Almost the majority didn't, which isn't a big surprise, but I would tell them it's actually bicycle. But in this case, I promised that I'd make your card travel to the box. So why don't I just do so now, and I'll actually stand up for the camera, and I'll just, make it go right there. And of course it says 3 of clubs. Like that. So, it's funny. In the camera, it's upside down. I thought that, yeah. So it's here, and then it's like so. That's probably the way it should look. Have I mentioned I haven't had coffee this morning? How'd it go? It went great. It went awesome. The question that I have is, does anyone that I performed for on Friday believe that I made the box change? Or did they all wonder, how did he know that I was going to pick the 3 of clubs because he had a special box printed? For the most part, I could tell what they were thinking, because they would say something like, how did you know? And then I would jump in, yeah, how did I know? 3 of clubs, you had a free choice, and I'd play along that route. It's hard for me to think, I don't know, do people, I've talked to people after I've done effects, years later, and they're like, remember that time you flew around the room and you did 3 somersaults and you made an elephant come out of a hamper? So I do realize that people believe. So I'm curious to know, in 2 weeks or a year's time, if people are going to remember he actually made the card box change. That's my question. I'm curious. Either way, they loved it. I mean, either way, both of those things is impossible. Making a card box change, or when they have such a free selection, how I knew what card they would pick. And I would really play that up of, you cut the deck, I didn't force you, yada yada yada. And it's great. I mean, if you're gonna carry cards around all the time, which I do anyway, why not have something on the box? I love it. It's and if you don't want to do it, it's not going to be noticed. No one's going to go, hey, what's with that special 3 of clubs deck? No one, not in a trillion years, are they going to read that until you point it out to them. Well, I think that's basically the review. What else can I talk about? I know some other people have, you know, card revelations on their bodies. You know, Reed McClintock obviously has all the, you know, the cards tattooed across his chest. There's a great, amazing magician in MagicCon that I met named John Bodine. He has a playing card somewhere, and I guess I would like to have some discussion. If you post on the comments, do we believe? And I'm not saying I don't. I actually think some people will believe that we're making these things appear at the moment. You know, if I had 7 of spades, you know, well, I guess, you know, ashes on the arm, it appears, if they saw it empty first. But things like the card box or tattoos, obviously, you know, where it's stationary. Is it possible, in the right circumstance, to have the audience believe that we can make those things appear or alter? Let's discuss. And you can discuss after you pick up Tricycle, which is the name of the trick I should mention, by Daniel Garcia and Dancy. Awesome, right? I'm carrying cards anyway. Might as well have it. And I'm also planning on using this. Sometimes I ask those people to just name your favorite card for another trick. And if they name the 3 of clubs, miracle. Thanks for tuning. Sorry it's so short. I haven't had coffee, as I mentioned, and I think I mentioned. I don't even remember if I mentioned that. I'm going to go have coffee, and I'll see you next week.
Hey, this is Danny, and welcome to Magic Friday.